Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of VAB project. Today I'm gonna talk about the purge valve on my 2009 Opel Insignia 1.6 petrol engine turbo. So why I want to talk about this valve? It's because recently I had some error code on the dashboard, and I take it to a tester, and the code I find out to be P2187 fuel trim system lean at idle. So that I look on the internet for possible causes, and I found a bunch of possible issues that can be related with this kind of code. And I saw that the most common fail on the car when this code appear, it's something related to air leaks in the car intake system. So a few days ago I started to look for leaks around these joints. I'm also looking for cracks or any kind of stuff on the whole piping, and I didn't find nothing obvious, at least visual. So I started to dig it a little more, and I found out that it's possible that my evap, my purge valve, it's malfunction, or it's stuck open. Or so what I have done here, I have taken it off. So how it's mounted, it's sitting here in this support of hers, like this, and it's connected here and then here. So when I try to remove it, one of the original hose cracked on me, and I can't use it anymore, so I replace it with another same dimension hose. So what I'm about to show you today is how to check an evap purge valve, and if it's good or not. Okay, also the plug that goes into here, it's simple to remove. It has a plastic clip, you pull it and then it goes out from the purge valve. It only can go in one way, so you can't go wrong with that. So first I'm gonna check it on the interior resistance of the solenoid with a simple device. On the internet I found a guy who has already checked a purge valve on an Opel Astra, and the resistance, it's around 25 ohms. I don't know exactly the resistance, if it's the same on this car or other cars, but I'm gonna guide around that value. Okay, so we have a measuring device. We will set it on the ohm value because we need to find to read a value around 25 ohms. We will set on 200, and then we will take the terminals and touch the two pins right there in the purge valve and see what value it's actually has. So I will try to do this with one hand, because with the other one I'm filming it, and see if I can do it. So I managed to touch the pins with one hand, and the value, it seems to be 17.7 ohms. So I don't know if that's a good value or not, but until 25 there is a difference. Okay, so the next step will be to, as the more info that I find on the internet. So if this valve will, it's supposedly to be good, if you blow in her, no matter what side, it's supposed to be closed. So I will do that right now. Yeah, definitely if I blow from this side, in that direction, I have a leak. And let me try on this direction also. Yeah, it's the same. So if I blow from both sides, I have a leak, so this valve seems to not be closing enough. Now, what this valve basically done, it's letting the vapors from the tank, from the gas tank, to enter your engine to be burned. So it's not working permanently, and when it's not working, it's supposed to be shut, so the vapors do not go into engines. If in my case it's open, or at least partially open, not fully open, then the vapor or the air inside the gas tank, it will enter the engine, and it's not contrasted by the airflow sensor right here. So then this is the result of the computer not knowing how much air goes inside the engine, and on the outside, on the O2 sensor, it will be reading that the oxygen value in the engine is too high. So that means that the computer will try to compensate that air with fuel, so it will increase the fuel that goes in the engine at idle. At least I don't know if it's affecting the normal going of the engine when you run on the road or something, but at the idle this is affecting, and it will increase the consumption of the idle. At the moment I had a 1 liter 1.1 or so at idle, and I think it's a little bit too high. And also the engine, when running on idle, it's not going round enough. It goes pretty well, but it has some difficulties. It's not bad because the computer compensates and it keeps the engine running, but I just don't like it how it's going. So what I'm about to do next, it's because this valve I will probably change it anyway. I will just spray some W40 inside of this to see if I can make it unlock or something, if it's that even possible. And I will mount it back on the car, and I will show you when I plug something in this end, which has to go on this evap, or on this intake from the tank, which the vapors comes in. I will plug it and see if there is any change on the engine run out on the idle. Okay, so I have put it back on the rubber support here, and I've connected this side. Okay, I will probably check later on if this O-ring that goes in it's good or not to not have air leaks. I didn't connect it here, as you can see. This is the pipe that comes from the gas tank, so I didn't connect it here. I will connect the plug, electrical connection, so it only goes in one way. And what I'm gonna do now, I will insert something here just to not let the air goes in, and I will start the engine to show you how this is. Okay, so to plug that in, I have a screw and I have put some Teflon on it that goes inside here, and it's not pretty tight, but it's good enough to see if we have some leaks or if the engine will run out better or not. Okay, so I started the engine. I will have to wait to see when the shock comes off. This is now at idle. Still running a little bit rough, but it's a lot better than I know. Okay, so with that purge valve disconnected, even if I put my finger or I put something in this, it goes non-stop from the moment I start the engine, and if I put something there, it's nothing change, so the engine will run the same. And I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be or if the purge valve has a problem. So here's how engine works with the purge valve connected. Has a little rumble, which now isn't here. Now I can feel the purge valve working. So now I have here the old one, and as I told you, I bought a new one from Bosch. Okay. And now I will make some measurements to show you the difference between the new one and the old one at the resistance. So as you know, the old one, it has 17.6 and the new one actually has 16.7. So I think that my reference of 25 that I saw on the internet was wrong, but yeah, it's not a big of a difference. The difference between the bad one and the new one, it's if I blow in this one, in the bad one, so the air can pass through it. Also if I blow from this end, the same. So this is bad. And in the new one, if I blow inside of her, yeah, the air won't pass, so this is good. So now I have mounted on the car the same way as I did with the old one. I will plug this in and see how it goes. So this is how the engine works after changing the purge valve. It's actually run pretty good, or at least better than before. So now I will wait a day or two to see if the computer cancel the fault or not, and if the check engine light goes off. If it's not doing that, then I will put it on a tester and I will erase the code and see if it comes back after a while. I hope that this was the problem on my case. I will let you know in the comments if this solved the problem or not, or if it's something else. And if it's something else, I will investigate further and try to find the cause of that P2187 fault. So, okay guys, thank you for watching. Bye bye.